How do you cull sheep out if you don't tag?
We do it visually. Mm-hmm. So we get them up. I read in the comments from the last episode that we did, we talked about sheep, and there was some confusion as to when I was explaining, or whoever it was, how many times we get the sheep up and when we cull versus sell. So just to clarify that and answer this question at the same time, we get the sheep up basically twice a year. Our sheep sale to our customers for seed stock happens in August. And then our culling sale, which goes to the sale barn, happens in July, because we cull and we castrate like sort of in the same moment, so to speak, the same instance in the corral. We're sorting off our culls and we're castrating our rams that we don't want to sell as seed stock or keep for ourselves. And then we get them up again in August and sell stuff to customers. But how we make that decision in July for culls is it's just visual, because we don't have tag numbers. We don't understand who came from who, and that, any sort of lineages with anything, or we can't like mark down, this ewe in December looked terrible, we need to get rid of her. We don't do that. It'd be advantageous if you could. It's not something that we do because the sheep are a secondary enterprise, but we just do it visually. So sheep come in, if they look scrawny, if they've got dirty tails, if they've got like a weird swollen jaw, if they've got a limp, like anything that's off, they don't look prime and healthy, because that's the like peak forage condition is in July. They're on some of the best pasture they'll be on all year. If anything, the grass isn't super protein heavy, and so they're not going to have dirty tails unless they have worms or some sort of parasite. And they should just be looking awesome at that point. All shedded off, all shed off. Sounds awkward.
Unshedded. Wait, no, maybe.
All shorn.
Unhaired.
Automatically shorn. But yeah, those are like, it's all visual. We just look at them. If they look bad, we get them in a group and we'll bring them to the sale barn. We sold 55 of them last year. It was a mix of bad looking ewes and limpy rams and withers that weren't going to be worth anything. And all those guys got rounded up and we brought them over to the sale barn in a trailer.
Also, throughout the year, if there's a couple ewes or whatever that get runny tails like later in the season or whenever, we'll go in there and like if they get really bad, we'll go in there and take some, shoot them and take them out, just because we don't want those spreading parasites
to everything else
throughout the rest of the flock, and they're not going to probably improve. We're not going to worm them because that's not what we do here. We'd rather just remove the genetics and keep the flock healthy.
And you also wouldn't get anything further from them at the sale barn. Nobody would want them.
You can't really butcher them because they're so scrawny,
so full of worms or whatever else. You don't want that contaminating anything.
And a lot of times it'll happen maybe going into winter, and so at that point it's kind of nice to destock a little bit, just because it's less feed you got to bring them through in the winter.
Yeah, but if you were tagging, it would just be another. It would just be another element of information that you could use to be a lot more stringent with your sheep flock. You'd get to a lot better spot a lot quicker, and you'd have a lot less animals that are falling out of the herd or flock every year. For us, it's just trying to be as low maintenance as possible, making sure that it's just what we can manage as a side enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about managing workload.
And it works.
It works
out.
Yeah, but if sheep was your full-time gig,
you could definitely.
I'd look into trying to figure out a system.
Depending on if you had 300 or 2,000.
Yeah.
Like if you had 2,000, I don't know if
even Greg Brand's system, where he puts a tag in when something's wrong and then like puts a notch in the tag to indicate what it was. You know what I mean? Like foot problem or like thin or runny tail or whatever whatever he was talking about, looking at the Oz has been working his lasso skills. But yeah, tag indicating what it is, and then later on in the year you could be able to
cull them.
understand, like, cull them later, because you understand, like, yep, this one did this in the wintertime, we don't need it, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyway, Isaac's been lassoing.
Connor has too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been playing a version of
Pig.
horse and pig.
You've just been lassoing, You've just been lassoing like a log.
The hedge posts.
The hedge post.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've been playing cow instead of pig.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Cow.
Yeah.
Our lasso skills as a group were embarrassingly bad.
Oh my goodness.
And we don't have to use them very often, but
When we do, it'd be nice.
it'd be nice
to
to be able to do it at least a little bit.
Yeah.
We basically have to like walk up and put the lasso over the top of the animal. That's how bad it was.
Luckily, they're docile enough to do
Yeah,
that
you
for
basically
the most
do
part.
that.
But
Yeah.
it'd be nice to be able to do it.
For certain instances, it'd be so handy.
If anyone's got any tips or tricks
Oh yeah.
as far as
Send 'em our way,
lassoing, send them our way. We need all the help we can get. Greg's not very good at it either.
No.
He said his dad used to be incredible at it,
Yeah.
but didn't. I guess he never took the time to learn.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg.
Oh, Greg.
Yeah. Anything else?
Oh, there's